Ottawa Bureau now. That's where we find CTV's No, he's not there today. My mistake, Colton. You're there in the heart of the action. Pure habit that I introduced you that way. So what's the buzz there? What are you learning about the budget details this morning at this early hour, as we're a few hours yet to go before we see the whole report?
Yeah, Marcia, well, I can tell you what I've been told is in it, and there are a few new details we're learning this morning. First reported by the Globe and Mail, but confirmed by CTV News. $25 billion is what we had heard as far as what savings this government was looking to find. I've been told that there's going to be tens of billions of dollars that will exceed that $25 billion number and is likely to come over the next 5 years. What's being spent? A new $50 billion local infrastructure fund. This significant impact for municipalities, but also for housing. That has been a big priority for this government. One of the barriers to building housing is the local infrastructure needed. This will help with that. There's also a $1 billion fund to attract high-end talent and researchers, primarily from the U.S., but also from the rest of the world. This government has said they want to capitalize on the political infrastructure and the political shift that is occurring inside the United States. This is a fund aimed at doing that. They are also scrapping a Justin Trudeau legacy pledge. He had promised to plant 2 billion trees by 2031. Now, the government has very much been struggling to maintain that promise since Trudeau left office. There's been a number of operational challenges that involve with that. We are told by government sources that that pledge will be scrapped from the budget. What else should we be watching for? Well, there are a couple of things in this budget. There is an expenditure review that the government undertook this summer. Where are they finding the savings? That's going to be included in this. Mark Carney's climate plan, we have repeatedly been told, is going to be showing up in this budget. We're also looking for changes to the tax system in Canada. They have repeatedly said they want to incentivize corporations and make this easier for business to invest, put capital into the country. That's going to be something that we have yet to see the details of, but certainly the Prime Minister has repeatedly said he wants to make changes in this budget. So keep a clean eye, not just on the spending that's coming out here or the savings that are being found, but the regulatory frameworks that may or may not change in this budget. And then finally, of course, this is the budget where they are changing how things operate. They are including capital spend and operational spend. You're still going to see the overall larger deficit number, but it's the first look of this new federal budget. It's been widely heralded by economists and parliamentary budget officers, both past and present, for being a step in the right direction when it comes to further transparency, but it might take a little getting used to if you're someone who goes through the budget like we do.
Oh, yes, and of course we'll be following reaction to the budget throughout the day, but in advance of the budget coming out, new Nanos data is out, giving us a look at what Canadians wanted to see in the budget. What does the polling show, Colton?
A couple of really interesting elements to this polling. First off, there's a very visible split, almost 50-50, between what Canadians want, between spending a little bit more, running a little higher of a deficit if it means programs for Canadians, versus tackling the deficit. And that is important because the deficit here is going to be significant. We've seen the increase in spending, the change in revenue, the impact to the Canadian economy. You know, we're hearing numbers of anywhere between $70 and $100 billion. This shows that Canadians are willing to accept a certain level of deficit spending, more perhaps than they have been even, say, 2 years ago, where the number was just 35%, if it means it is going to improve their lives. When it comes to their priorities in the budget, you're also seeing a shift there. Healthcare remains one of Canadians' top 2 priorities, but there's been a sizable drop between where things were just even 2 years ago, where almost 50% of Canadians said it was a top 2 priority for them. That number is now down almost 20 percentage points. Instead, you're seeing jumps in things like infrastructure, where support for that as a top 2 priority has doubled from 6% 2 years ago to 12% now. You're seeing new focus on tariff relief, inflation relief, housing, things that all didn't show up in that same polling 2 years ago. The political landscape has very much shifted, and as Nick Nanos told me over the weekend, it doesn't mean the Liberals have carte blanche to spend, but it does mean there is a little more political capital, a little more political goodwill for them to do so.
Colton Praill for us from the foyer of the House of Commons. Colton, we'll check in with you throughout the morning. Thank you so much for that preview.